Hi guys, welcome to t-breezy's kitchen, or t-breezy's car again. I have not been active as much because I have been so busy with like school and swim. But I made this mapo tofu for my AP Lit class because we were reading the Joy Luck Club and we had like a creative project at the end of the unit, and one of the options was to make a dish from the book. And they call it spicy bean curd in the book, but I think it's like more, or at least I know it as, mapo tofu. So I decided to make that for my class. I like sort of burned the ginger and the garlic a little bit, which I feel like kind of messed with the taste. I'm my own worst critic. People said that they liked it, but I was like, it like irked me. But I talk about that in the video, and I like go over tips to like avoid that outcome. So we'll just jump right in, and I really hope that you enjoy this video. Okay, so to start off, we're gonna make our sauce. This is hoisin. This is all about equal parts. So I put like a spoonful of hoisin and then a spoonful of soy sauce, and I used red wine, so about a spoonful of red wine. The recipe that I was using called for sherry, and I would recommend doing that if you have it, but if you don't, like red wine or even white wine would work in a pinch. So don't worry about that, and you're just gonna combine those and mix it on up. Okay, and then here I'm just peeling my ginger. Make sure that you're peeling away from you, like don't put the razor towards you. If you do what I'm doing here, which is literally the opposite of what I told you to do, make sure you're like super in control, you're going slow, you're holding the ginger kind of firm, because I get how you can feel more in control and you can get more of the like little annoying pieces when you do that. So yeah, don't worry about that. And then here I am just like cutting off that little piece that I just shaved. I think I'm shaving it. Yeah, I'm shaving it a little bit more. And you're going to mince this up shortly. I get to that in a minute. Here I'm getting my garlic. I don't even know how many cloves, but this is like a garlic heavy dish, so use as much as you would like. I like garlic, so yeah. And I'm just like cutting off the little ends, like the little pointy ends and the little flat ends that are like hard. And then once you like have cut off the little end pieces, you're gonna want to smash it with the flat end of your knife so that you can peel off the skin really easily, and then you can just peel off the skin and then you can start mincing. Okay, and notice when I'm mincing how I'm like wiping the knife off. That's because like you want to make sure that like your garlic is pretty uniformly sized, so you're gonna want to get it off the knife. And then when you have garlic stuck to your finger, I don't know if you just saw there, but I used the back end of the knife, not the sharp side, to scrape it off of my finger. Just, you know, practicing nice knife safety, trying to not get cut. So when you're like pushing it off of the blade of the knife, make sure that you're keeping your finger like parallel with it. Like you don't want to accidentally like clip your finger, because one, it would like like that'll just like sting because you'll constantly be like getting stuff in it, and it's so annoying to have a cut on your finger. And yeah, so see, I'm using the back of my knife to then get it off of my finger. And then here you're just gonna heat up vegetable oil. I used canola. You could probably use sesame. It really doesn't matter that much. And you're just going to heat that over high heat in whatever pan you're using. If you have a wok, that's great. I don't have a wok. Okay, and then here, I'm not using this immediately, but I'm mixing 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. We're gonna put this into the tofu after like it's cooked for a bit, in order to really help that thicken up, in the way that like mapo tofu kind of has that like nice thick sauce. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but when your oil sounds like that, when you do water on it, like it crackles, that's good. Okay, here I put in the garlic and the ginger. I would make sure that your oil isn't too hot. My oil was really pretty hot. And okay, and then I put this in the like sauce that we made earlier in, because it was actually supposed to act as a marinade for pork, but I don't eat meat, so I just kind of put it in. And I think that I waited too long to like start putting all of the other things in, and I would actually maybe do the sauce before the ginger and garlic, so that that would kind of take down the temperature of the oil a little bit, because I do feel that I burned the ginger and the garlic. I hadn't made this recipe before. Oh, and here I'm adding spicy bean paste, just FYI. But basically I would add all of the other things before adding the ginger and the garlic, so that it didn't taste bad, it just had the slightest like burnt taste, which isn't like good, you know, because see, it's kind of black. So yeah, just take that tip and do with that what you will. If you use it as a pork marinade, I'm adding the tofu here as you can see. If you use it as a marinade for pork and you're like putting the pork in first, that's totally fine. You would put the pork in before you put the ginger and the garlic. And having the pork in there cooking would help bring down the temperature of the oil and therefore keep you from burning your ginger and garlic. Here I'm adding in a bit more soy sauce for a bit more, you know, flavor, because like 1 spoonful of soy sauce in your sauce is like, that's not very much. And then you're just going to mix until it's kind of all combined. And then I don't do it quite at this moment, or maybe I do, but here I'm adding the cornstarch and the water. I would just add a little bit of water here, let your tofu simmer, and then add your cornstarch water mixture. Notice how I'm doing a lot of this like in post, like telling you, but I just want it to be better for you. This is kind of me like workshopping this recipe because it was the first time that I'd made it. But you'll mix it up, and even once you've added the cornstarch and water, you'll let it simmer. And then here I am cutting up some green onions. Make sure that you kind of curl your fingers in and keep them away from the blade of the knife, so you don't, you know, like cut your finger off, cut a nail off, none of that, you know, super fun stuff. Okay, and then once you've been letting your tofu simmer for a little bit, you're gonna want to give it a good mix again, and then you will add in your green onions, let it mix, and then honestly you're done. And yeah, I hope that you try this recipe and also utilize the tips that I notified you guys of, so it is the best it can be. Okay guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting my fun little channel. If you try this, let me know what tips you tried, like that I mentioned in there, and then how they worked for you. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching.